Welcome back. All right, so what should be a last news of the day update on who signed where kind of video for your Friday. Still nothing on Kadri, still nothing on Klingberg. They're still making up their minds. However, Jarnkrok is now a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I like this one, actually. Signs 4 years, $2.1 million per season. This year he had 66 games played, 12 goals, 18 assists, 30 points. It did not work for him in Calgary in any stretch. 17 games, just 4 assists during his time with Calgary. That's factored into the 66 games here. And then in the playoffs, he had a goal and 3 assists in 12 games. So while it looked like a good pickup for Calgary at the time it was made, it didn't really work out. And so Jarnkrok's now a member of Toronto, so he'll be looking to chip in and give some of that secondary scoring that exited their team with guys like Mikheyev and Kasha leaving. So it's a relatively low-priced signing, which is part of the reason I like it. At $2 million per season for 4 years, there's really not a lot of risk in that contract. The reason I'm wearing a Devils jersey, well, GM Tom Fitzgerald saying that he believed that they had Johnny Gaudreau, that they had talked to both Johnny himself as well as his wife, and they believed there was a good rapport there and that Johnny would be coming to New Jersey. The other thing that's come out today, too, is apparently Philadelphia didn't really make a call or make like any kind of an offer to Johnny Gaudreau, so we'll never know whether or not he might have ended up in Philly, which of course has got some of those Fire Fletcher trends going again. But New Jersey thought they were going to get him. Fitzgerald not seemingly bitter about it. They signed Palat. I've seen, of course, people saying, oh, that's too much money for Palat. That's ridiculous. People clearly forgetting some teams are able to give out contracts like that and not have to worry about it. New Jersey's one of those teams right now where they're nowhere near the cap anyways. So if you overpay Palat a little bit to get him, that's fine. And then if it causes a cap issue a year down the road, 2 years down the road, it's something you can deal with a year or two down the road. It's pretty standard procedure in the National Hockey League, but they did think they were going to get Johnny Hockey. However, they weren't just talking to Johnny on the phone, which is good news. So Mackenzie McEachern is signed with the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a league minimum deal, 2-way contract. He can be a decent fill-in, as St. Louis fans will tell you, as these bottom 6 guys continue to rotate through the NHL. Nazem Kadri, as I mentioned at the start of the video, he is still talking to the Colorado Avalanche. I would think Calgary has to be talking to him. It's a natural fit if things don't work out with Colorado, where Kadri might very well be a good pickup for Calgary if he's unable to come to terms with the Avs. Although I do get the feeling he'd like to return to the Avs and they'd like to bring him back. We're through day 3, and I think if he was just going to take the number 1 offer and run, he would have signed already. So Kadri's taken his time, as is Klingberg. Klingberg's doing his due diligence as well. And then we've got a couple of entry-level contracts that get signed by first-rounders from this season. These NHL teams want these first-rounders in their lineup at the very least for training camp, and then maybe they get those 9 games at the start of the year, right? So Kemmel has signed an entry-level contract with Nashville. He was seen as kind of the steal of the draft. We'll see why he slipped, maybe, once we get to training camp. But at this stage, yeah, he's seen as the steal of the draft. So for Nashville, they get him signed up. And Reed Schaefer has signed his entry-level contract with the Edmonton Oilers. He was drafted 32nd overall, so we'll see how things go with Schaefer with the Edmonton Oilers in his in training camp as well. It's going to be interesting. We're still waiting on some, as I said, big names. There's some other forwards and defensemen out there as well. I would think they'll start trickling in over the next few days, but I don't blame them for doing their due diligence. In some cases, this is your one chance to maybe really cash in. Klingberg looking for max term. Kadri, you have to think, looking for, a pretty big money deal his next time out here. This might be his last chance at a really big contract in his career. So, yeah, take your time. Let me know your thoughts and your predictions in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.